Hi guys. Okay, so the question I'm asking myself today, and I think all hodlers should ask ourselves, is with the recent 3 days or 3 weeks of Bitcoin pushing up from 76,000 to where we had at 87,000. So, a real good, nice move. The fair question is, can we break this bearish trend? And today we're going to be looking at that, and then we're going to look at alts to see whether there is a scenario that supports the potential for the breakout, and then where to buy in and buy some alts. Because with this, then a lot of the times, I mean, like when we were here, I said, there's nothing bullish. There's nothing bullish. So you don't buy. And now, oh, yes, but it's bullish. Be right back where we were. So then I didn't have a chance to actually benefit and get in on the dump, So those kind of questions, I think, is all fair questions and fair comments and fair ideas, around keeping an eye on your HODL bags like I do. Okay, so let's see. Evil Twin says, add me at HODL, beware. Yes, okay, so let's talk about this now. So the weekly time frame, I think, in all fairness, I've got this bearish trend lined out, and we can make it nice and thick, and we can make it, we can color it as well, just for the sake of coloring it and giving it some purpose, because remember, these lines means nothing in the big picture, but there we have it. There it is. But the line that I would rather look at more so is this area here. And when you look at it from this point of view, the bigger retraces that we've experienced over time is followed by accumulations, and then by the time that the market does reach up to those trend lines, I mean, there's so many ways one can draw these lines. When the market reaches those kind of trend lines, I mean, we were there hopeful that it's going to hold, and it kind of tricks you. So that's the thing. So for me, the big thing is from there to there, we're still going up, and so the weekly actually isn't bearish still. Now, zooming in though, however, the daily paints a different picture. But bringing in the RSI, there's a few things I just want to point out to you guys. Just like this time around when we were here, if you think about this now, great times to buy was within those wicks. And what is the second common denominator from those kind of wicks? Is that the RSI is going into this oversold condition. And once it's in that oversold condition, you're good. But here's the additional thing. So there's one where, we're buying the wicks. Two, okay, the RSI is oversold. And then three, there's a demand zone test that's currently sitting in with that. Those are the kind of stuff that you want to wait for. That gives you really good moves. Now, it's not just because of this. We can look at it at many of the other areas where we were, accumulating it long term. Where did we have? We had the RSI price. You buy the wicks. The RSI went oversold, okay, and we had a demand zone test that hold, okay. So this is one of those, the beginning of the move kind of shakeouts. So, yeah, there's always an exception to the rule, but we managed to find this buy in any case really successfully. So let me just show you the proof. Now, okay, the fact that there's a box there doesn't necessarily make it proof, but those that've been here since the beginning, you guys can verify whether I'm talking shit or not, So those kind of things do play. So Poker Ricker. Okay, sup, brother. Good on you. Sorry for destroying your name. Maybe Rob. Hello, buddy. And those OG people, you can quickly in the comments just let me know by giving me a 777. Am I talking shit about these buy zones or not? Simple as that. Okay. So now that we have that idea, let's presume I'm right, and the rest of the guys will come back. Pokey back customs. Stanku is verifying. Okay, we need more. Otherwise it's an outlier. The information is going to be disregarded. So if we look at it like that, we're sitting in that same situation now where we're in that wick zone. Things are turning around. We want to see the demand hold. Here we didn't have a demand zone hold. Okay. And sometimes the market needs a little bit of liquidity. So breaking the trend is a plausible area, but here's the worry now, guys, that we might create a bear trap, a bull trap. Why? We still have these pivots in hand, and hidden bearish divergence is a tricky thing because you need a higher high. So the higher high is basically set up on the same basis of exactly where the original divergence pivot is lying. So we can be bullish all the way till 94 thereabout and still actually be bearish on the daily time frame. Remember, we're bullish weekly, but this daily time frame can be bearish up till there, go up to then still be bearish. But then in that sense, when we do come back down, we could be forming a base. And the hope is if we do make the higher high, when we do come back down and fill the base, it's not going to make a lower low. It's not going to be like this one because there we didn't make the higher high. We need a higher high. Things that go up keep on going up. And the way that that looks is makes higher highs. Things that go down makes lower highs. It's as simple as that, guys. It's actually as simple as that. Okay, so over to the alts then, because I want to look at this and then I want to try and support this with some alt theory and some alt crazy. So let's go through all the tabs real quick now. Bigger picture. What do we have? We're still far off from our expected expiry date. So anything from October this year. It's kind of, it's kind of where I'm looking at that's the end of the bull cycle. And us being in a real trough right now, stuff is really not looking bullish and viewers are down, is probably the exact same as when we were here. Everybody left. Guys give up. There's a lot of people bought in on the hope that there's going to be more, bought in on the momentum. I mean, we were adding in on these. There was failed. We were trying to get in with the momentum. That was clearly there still, So those kind of things are realities, and that makes the bus empty. So if the market is looking to bounce, now is an easy time again because the bus is empty and it can try and rally in there. Okay. So, and making a lower low, say we do this and we go and make a lower low, would also be extremely bullish. I'm jumping around on a lot of thoughts here, you guys. Mention, let me know if I'm confused you, but there's a lot to say. Could also be extremely bullish because this will almost make anybody that maybe didn't sell the top or didn't buy this bottom and feels like it's going to go lower. It's going to confirm this. But then there's going to be that next news event that says, yes, but it's going to go even lower still. And then they're going to stay away and buy back at 100 later on. So this is all really good for us because of the fact that it's so unsure and unsafe at the moment to be in the market. Okay. Now, going through the rest of this, you can see that price is slowly but surely now. It rejected at the sell zone. As I explained, the point and figure, once you have these gaps, price will go, it rejected over the weekend. And then it found some support. It found some bullishness there, which is quite interesting, found some bullishness. But what I have here is I've got the VPN or VPVR, the average weighted volume in there as well. And you can see, funny enough, the next area, the next target, so I'm just going to move it so that we're right there at the beginning of the wave. If you can look at that, you can see that there's relatively low volume as soon as we go above 100. And where we're at now, about 98, 90 is still a lot of pockets there. Those little pockets, price will want to go and try and refresh or refill that order before to go lower. So that supports the idea that there is that uncertain and that we're potentially creating a little bit of a bull trap and that the real buy will happen only a little bit later. So zooming in, meaning we could still see a 73 thereabout just because of that. Just the market will take the most painful route to try and get there. Okay. What we else have is we've got the CME. CME gaps filled over the weekend. New gap got created. So if we want to push up a little bit higher, resistance 93, 94s would be the next area for resistance, and then from that point on, is we can try and see where the market moves. So it's definitely a big question zone still. Things aren't very clear at the moment. Yeah. So if it looks and sounds like I'm confusing or talking both scenarios through, it is because it's literally on a knife edge at this stage. It can topple around that area. But when we move to the alts, the picture changes. And that's why I'm weighted to a point where I say, HODL buyers, you need to look at it now. Because if you look at this from that point of view, there's a few coins, that really needs our attention. Okay, I'm going to take away the brush strokes from the previous discussions. And we can take it from there. First coin, Ethereum. So let's hit the weekly time frame with Ethereum. Hidden bullish divergence. Okay, guys. This is as deep as a retrace could be. This is actually really good for us. And the crazy thing is, this steep momentum, when it breaks, normally gives you an explosive move to the upside. So although it might feel and look like, hey, maybe I've missed the bus on BTC, you have not missed the bus on the alts, because these ones do look really poised to do that. Steep angles, big move to the upside, okay? Good examples there. What happened with that steep angle once it was broken? Steep angle, okay? Break, big move. Big move, meaning this could easily turn from 2,000 back to $3,500 and more. And then we'll take it at that stage to see whether this is truly a top. So the macro view of this will probably repeat itself on a smaller view. So meaning if I take this from a fractal point of view, so I'm going to look for the bars pattern. I know they moved it somewhere, and I always forget where. I think it's here. Where's the bars pattern? Oh, there. There's the bars pattern. Okay. You can use this whole idea and almost plonk it in there now and say, okay, right. Same low, same high, squish it in. Same scenario, 3,500. And it's because the fractal, the market has a tendency to rhyme. It never repeats itself, but it rhymes. And that's the magic of where we are. Okay, so I'm expecting Ethereum to do that. And that means from a HODL point of view, Bitcoin showing signs of strength, your entry at this stage, your risk to entry is very cheap, because if we go below 1,750, okay, which is what, 250 from where we are now per coin, then you know, hey, shit's really going to get dire and bad, and then stay away. Stay away. I'll close the YouTube somewhere and just leave, because then there's no need or to try and time the bottom or try and buy, because then it's going to fall even harder, go sideways, and we'll have more opportunities. So this is about the right time for that kind of thing. So we've got hidden bullish divergence. We're still in an uptrend. Everything is there, and this thing has hurt a lot of people now. Ethereum has now destroyed that wallet. Peter, do you have an image of that wallet? That wallet and the ETH badge that basically looks the same. So try and see if you can send it to me. That's Ethereum at the moment. It's exactly just that. It's a horrible place to be. So keep that in the back of your head. Now let's have a look at some more alts now. So the thing is, so in short, let's get real. Okay. We have time to remain bullish. First thing. Second thing is, we're in a situation where we're about to create hidden bearish divergence. Let's see. Peter sent this to me. Yes, come on, download. Let's see if I can open it up nice and big. I'll use my phone. Maybe you can see, yeah, there's your Ethereum view. Wallet versus the badge. That's what it's done to me as well. Bloody Ethereum. So if that is the case, we could potentially see a trap forming. And for the alts, that's going to be another 60-70% rally. And that's what makes me exciting, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good investment time, but it's a good spot trade time, which means if you want to grab some alts just to ride some gains out, this would be good, because Ethereum does have resistance at these levels, and there's enough precedent to move it up to these higher levels, okay? The same will then be true for Cardano. Now, the Cardano area, the Cardano analysis that I shared with you guys is, we're probably going to hit back down low these levels. But for now, we could potentially go and revisit $1 first. Now, that's a 25-30% spot trade there and then. 10 grand into ADA goes there. You've made some proper money, $3,500, to offset some bad shady coin that you maybe still have. Some of those small ones that really destroyed you. When you look at Polkadot, they all have that same basis now that's forming. Look at this base forming, the weekly's forming. We don't quite have hidden bullish divergence there, higher low in price, higher low in the RSI, but as soon as we head over to the daily time frame, the picture starts changing. Look at that strong bullish divergence, clear areas of support. We've reclaimed that support, guys. So now's the time to bloody buy some DOT. I'm telling you now, it's a really good time statistically to try and grab that. although there's a trap happening potentially for Bitcoin. But it's a good time to grab because you never know. Traps fail. That's the one thing. You need to become comfortable with knowing that there is no true direction. Anybody that tells you, I know exactly where the future is going to happen, it's just not going to happen. So now from a hodler point of view, it's time to grab some DOT, as simple as that. Okay. Then when we look at coins like Litecoin, now remember, from a big perspective, there's a lot of resistance around this area. Litecoin's going to shoot up. It's going to shoot up to 120 soon. Okay. Resistance, shoot up. Okay. It's just the nature of how the coin works. It's a resistance and then shoots up. Why? Because the bus is full, then it kind of holds it. Once it, sheds enough, it's going to move up 120 quickly. So you're going to have a quick Litecoin push to this area real quick. Overnight, guys, real quick. Okay. Solana, let's have a look at Solana real quick. Solana's already, there's your fractal already. You don't believe me for Litecoin, there's Solana's already doing it. Okay. So you might miss the bus on Solana. Solana's already up 8% for today. Litecoin only 2%. It's going to follow it. It's going to track it. Okay. So keep an eye on that. XRP, let's quickly have a look at XRP. I'm not getting people asking me, can I buy XRP anymore? I don't know about you. Do you still have family members asking you to buy XRP, Peter? All those XRP guys, no, he's shaking his head. He's laughing. They're not asking him anymore. Any of your family members asked you to buy if they can buy XRP? There's always that guy. I know you're in crypto. Should I buy it? Let me know. XRP buy good. XRP buy good. Good. Let me know. I want to see what you guys, what's happening there. But I'm not getting it anymore. And I've got a lot of people who want to talk to me. So it's going to go up. It's going to hit this $2.70, $2.80. There, JJ Doc says, no, the family's not asking him to buy XRP anymore. So what are they asking us? Maybe we need to just check and see what else is maybe trending somewhere. What coins are the other big guys peddling? Maybe let me know in the comments. I mean, you guys watch other YouTube channels as well. Is there any coin that we need to know of, that kind of thing, so that we can maybe use the current environment with the potential for upside to maybe get in, make some quick money, get out, because it's not yet. Now, 2 weeks from now, I might change my mind. I have the right to change my mind. So risk is always one of those things. You have to have a little bit of skin in the game, which is what I do have in most of these coins, a little bit of skin in the game. But yeah, that's it. So XRP, $2.70, it's probably going to be good for that. Now, we start looking at your curve, your comp, your DeFi kind of stuff. Guys, DeFi is, I don't know, I'm going to be honest, it's like a bit of, it's almost like security coins in the previous bull cycle. I distinctively remember I was looking at TA at one stage on some of the coins, and I said, I was talking to Ran, actually, funny enough, from Crypto Banter. We're saying, listen, these coins look good. These coins looks good. And he said to me one thing, he said, security coins aren't sexy. And, it made me think about that, because TA does show you a lot of stuff, and TA does allow you to almost not need to have your ear on the train tracks, the bull market train tracks, because it gives me the answer before the news comes. The saying goes, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. That's what's going to drive it. And DeFi has got that same problem at the moment, in my opinion. Now, looking at social media, I've got Twitter pages open, see what everybody's talking about. There's fancy tools now these days we can track user sentiment. I mean, the fanciest tool we had when I started trading was this fear and greed index, which for now you can see, people aren't that careful anymore. This is a bull trap, so those kind of things do play out. So maybe DeFi and like Pokeback, Curve, it's not sexy enough at the moment to move. And buying some, I won't say not buying some will probably create like an XRP style pump, very fast, very quick, but then it's over, And so, yeah, it's a tough one at this stage, looking at the DeFi. The sexy coins, I think, is all died down. They all gained weight. Too many people have them now. They fat, overfed. Nothing is sexy at the moment in the market from that point of view. So yeah, here we are. Comp at $43, pushing up to probably 65 thereabout. And the chart for Curve should look and feel very much the same. There you go. Curve is a little bit further. So Curve at $68. get that thing offloaded. You know, be part of the resistance. You've got so much hopefuls here. They want to see price there. When it's there, it's the easiest thing to kind of just get them out there, you know, and push the price down. So those are the kind of stuff that I would be looking at. So yes, we're in this area where that's why I'm leaning to this Bitcoin breakout, this weekly trend break thing, because these coins do look ready to just go up a little bit more and then come and hurt the market some more. Why? Because there's so much time left before we reach the end of the year. And really good bull markets, if you think about it, you know, Bitcoin was at 63 for forever. Okay. Alts were pumping. Then everything dumped like hard. Okay. And then we had a top, and that top was 1 week. 1 week at those highs. It was in November. It's as simple as that. And at that stage, people were saying, just cool off in January, we're going to presume, and those kind of things. That narrative will trend on social media and everything. So you can use that to your benefit. So where we are now, even if we stay at these highs, maybe it's the time for Ethereum and the alts to start catching a wake up. On that note, while we're there, let's do something out of the norm. Let's look at ETH to the BTC pairing, because I think that's worth worth looking at. And now when we look at this from this point of view, you can see there's a lot of bearish trends there and a lot of lines. And as the market goes, it's speeding up. So what it will do is it will step these levels and start moving. Resistance there, the RSI is yet again in that crazy zone. Okay. So everything is kind of there, but this trend just isn't there yet. And that can change within the next day or so. So hopefully that does change for us. This does look really good for breakout. Now, what you can do, guys, is simple. Fast track your success. Go and open a Bybit account, or if you have an existing one, create a new one, transfer your KYC to that new one. It takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes out of your day. Then you go to the Discord. All the links in the video description. You click on the buddy indicator and you go with the Bybit sponsorship. Okay. So basically what you will do is when you're there, you're going to type in your new Bybit user ID, just a number. You click on it, you type in the number, and you say submit. If all is well, the Bybit bot that's in my Discord, that Bybit built, okay, it will go and look at your account where everything is ready, completely automated, and it will give you the necessary Discord roles. Once that is there, a channel will appear that tells you to get the buddy indicator, where you just click a little button, give me your TradingView username, and that's it. And I can give you this indicator. You support the content, I support you. Simple as that. Okay. And what buddy indicator at this stage is doing is saying we're in an orange area. Now, what is orange in the end of the day? Orange is an accumulation zone. Okay. Or the beginnings of accumulation or distribution. We never know which one it is up until the move happens. That's the one thing. If you go and study Wyckoff, that's the way it works. So it's telling you that it's in that area, but this could, in one candle, 2-3 candles when we're there, turn that candle body blue. And once it's blue, you know you're golden. So let me explain this, how the buddy does that. So let's do this and make the screen nice and big. Let's go to the last time we had Ethereum in this area. Okay. One candle can change the outlook, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's over. Okay. You missed a move. It will accumulate a little bit more. And then once the trend starts getting stronger, these things are going to start turning in dark blue. Now, Ethereum didn't really perform well in the last bull cycle. That's one of those sad things. So that's it. So those are the kind of things. So you can use the coloring of this indicator to kind of time you in and get you in on the right time. So even if we use this on Ethereum on the daily right now, is this the right time to be bullish? What are we in? We're in an accumulation phase. It's orange candles. So it's telling you we're in the right time to start thinking about it bullish. Once the move starts happening and we start getting our big moves, we'll color the candles blue, and then you know, hey, it's definitely going to start turning real strong. Okay, so these are important things, and the buddy does that for you. It even does it on a 15-minute time frame. So if you're on a smaller time frame, you know, you can easily use this to kind of track where you're at. Okay. Once those colors are there, you start dreaming big. Okay. Let's see what V2 has to say. What's up, you all? Clear pool moves really fast. I'm making a lot of gains. Check it. Okay, so what I don't do, and I want to use this is, I look at coins that I know. The reason being is I don't know if it's a scam or a pump or it's a whatever it's going to be. Might be legit V2 and so forth. So when you look at stuff like this, you see, not just in my channel, any channel, guys, just make sure to, do your research before you just go and grab a coin. Please don't just grab a coin for the sake of it. Okay. Let's see a few more requests. I see a request for Sonic, the old Phantom. The only problem with charting that one, where's that comment? Peter, can you bring that one up for me? There, Renee. The only problem with any of those things is once that changes there, the chart turns into this. Let's go weekly time frame, which means that there's not a lot of TA that's going to happen. So from this point of view, it's not attractive. Is this the right Sonic, Peter? Because there's so many Sonics. Sonic, or is it S? Just S. Probably not the right one. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, even more so. There's not a lot of tier that you can do, so it sometimes can become extremely frustrating with this kind of thing. Another example of this was the BitDAO. It's now MANTLE. 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 This one. Okay. This was BitDAO. And now this. So you still don't have a lot of this one now has way more structure, but we're sitting in a situation where Sonic might be somewhere there. So you don't have a lot. So I tend to just steer away from him from that point of view and let the larger time frame picture still speak the same. So that's it. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Joining you live after a long time. Hey, nice to have you here. Thanks for taking the time, joining me live. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's talk Evil Twin Link. Now, I was talking about Link the last week as well. You know, been link. Same thing, guys. Big move, big pain, big punishment. Break through this momentum. Link is going to go. It's going to go. It's going to go back to at least $25. There's a little gap there, and this is called a liquidity gap. I use this to trade. I use this to trade really well. So there's an imbalance there. Okay. This is going to hit there and probably come right back down. That's a nice move to be had. So grabbing some for that run. 60% on your HODL bags. Come on, that's not a bad one. Okay. Seems to be leading. Yes, you could probably argue that if that way, but then it's the same as, for me, I would rather say Solana is leading more so than Link. ETH. ETH just wants to move, you know. Why? I sold all my BTC into ETH. I get shit wrong as well. That was a stupid move this year. Okay, then AVAX is probably also moving really quick, guys. This is I think it's an interesting one as well. You should keep an eye on AVAX. Okay, broke the trend, really big move. It's going to try and go to 31. So there's still a $10 per coin to be made there. Okay, maybe I need to sell my ETH into AVAX. Let's see, is there ETH AVAX chart? They normally I can build it, but I don't think there's enough time now. AVAX. Ugh. AVAX. Don't put a space. ETH. Let's see. Chart. Let's see if that trend is breaking. Yes, this is looking good. Maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell. I'm going to do this, guys. I'm going to sell my Ethereum into AVAX. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ride the AVAX train. Screw this bloody ETH. Okay. Let's see. JJ Doc's feeling my pain. All right, buddy. Pain is one of those things. Yeah. Crypto hodler, you know pain. BEAMX. Let's quickly see if we can look at Stonku's BEAMX there real quick. BEAMX. Let's see what we've got here, Stonku. Okay. This is what's the pattern? They call it the banana pattern. you know, and then goes again. Resistance is sitting right there. We need the higher high though. Okay, so if there's going to be a big move, BEAMX is probably going to do that. But first, I think it needs to sell off some more, because you can see that that divergence, hidden bearish divergence, is there. Okay, so it's going to keep on having hidden bearish divergence all the way to there. Still, that's the pivot we need to keep in mind. You can see it's gonna sell off at one stage. I think though, because we're sitting in a situation where it launched, built structure, built, swept that structure, didn't make a higher high. It's probably more going to be like this. In that regard, I think the move is over for this one. You know, I almost don't want to see it move up. To be honest, if I'm holding BEAMX, I don't want to see this thing pump, unless this area, anywhere between this 2 cents to where we are now, is profit still. Then pump. But if you're underwater, you know, from above 2, no, you don't want to see pump. You want to see this. That's what you want to see. Just quiet, because then it will get us moving there. That's just effort versus results. So 3 laws of Wyckoff. You want to see that play out, then you know you're there. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Burke, we'll have a look at yours now. Let's quickly see. Abi, okay. Have you ever mentioned how to distribute your capital, how many positions, long, short term, etc.? Okay, remember now, Abi, this is HODL, so we're owning the stuff here, the spot. There's no positions, there's no nothing. I hold my, you know, I own the thing. Now, when I say position, it means that I'm building a leveraged position. When I spot, I just own the stock. By your definition, it's probably still a position. So how do I distribute my capital? Very simple. I take profit on the way up. We took profit on the way up. I gave you guys clear sell signals on all these coins. I gave you all the tools to identify those signals, because then I'm acting from a point of strength. When you negotiate, you always want to negotiate from a point of strength. So the market is telling you how the negotiation is going, and you need to be the guy. Are you from strength or are you from weakness? So where you are now, you know, that's the one thing. So when we talk about how do I distribute my positions and my capital, very simple. I look at it from that point. And then secondly, if you head over to my Discord, in the education section, let's see, no, I don't have. It's in this section here. So if you have ever opened an account with any one of my affiliate links, okay, then you open a ticket and you give me the stuff and we can check and verify that. Under the investing side, there is videos on portfolio breakdowns, everything there. Everything in detail, so you can go through that on your own, and that should hook you up, sort your answer out completely. Okay, simple as that. Okay, TLOS, looking at bottoming big gains. Okay, Mr. Poker, for everybody that doesn't know, TLOS at one stage sponsored this channel. So, you know, and it was near the end of the bull market. And the thing is, the sponsorship didn't, I'm not going sour or anything like that, but the sponsorship just kind of just didn't have its need anymore, because basically every time I open it up, every day we're looking at it, the end conclusion was sell your TLOS. I don't want it to BTC, I want it to USDT. And why sponsor somebody to tell them USDT to sell their coin? You know, it just doesn't make any sense. So when we looked at TLOS down there, this is in the bull market, you can see there. So it was the only thing that was still pumping near the end. So bull market was done, one of those outliers. Money were looking for hope, and then they found it in TLOS. So they got sponsorship, and then all the way down. I mean, we had buy zones here, 60 cents, and when they failed, said, don't buy. And subsequently, obviously, the sponsorship stopped. So no sponsorship, no nothing. Just a little bit of background. Big pump, what has it done? Sideways accumulation. And I've just given you guys, I drew this just now, you know, I get guys that TA's bullshit, line squibbles. But I get to the point with this, you know. Long sideways, what does it do? It goes and fills the imbalance, then sells off. That's what you're looking for, BEAMX. That's what you're looking for. All the versions that I just said that. And any other coin that you might have that does, that's there now. So with that said, with TLOS being where it's at now, what would I do? Okay, we've not made a lower low. Okay, so it does look really stronger. Yeah, thanks for verifying that, my friend. So we're looking at that. What do we have? We've got a lower low in the RSI. We've got a higher low. So it could be that, you know, it's creating hidden, strong, hidden bullish divergence. But the problem, though, is it's creating it off a back that let's say this is the wave. Let's say this is our retrace. Remember now, I'm going to rape the Elliott wave. This is a one wave and up, another wave down. The one thing you don't want to be looking at now is hidden bullish. You need to see strong bullish divergence because of where we're at. So I rather would want to say that, okay, is it bottoming? Is it doing? No, I don't know. Go back to this area here. Maybe there's a move there from 9 cents to 14, okay? And then see if you can lock in. This demand, though, doesn't look that convincing just yet. High volume means that, you know, we're potentially sitting in a situation where the shakeouts occurred and this is being engineered. And there's market makers out there, guys, that engineer this move so that the coin doesn't become irrelevant. Okay, as simple as that. So let the market makers do the job for you. Trade this to at least there, but then expect the thing to go down lower. We need this again. From a bigger point of view, we need this. That was basically the end result of just more of that. We need that. Then TLOS will probably go. Will it go make a higher high? That was my TP objective. You can verify that. So the move is done. That was the continuation of momentum buy, and that's it. And that was your, oh shit, you didn't sell the top, get out action zone. And that's it. That's TLOS for you. Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Guys, have a lovely day. Thanks for taking the time. Do me a solid. Take the video, share it with a friend. Send the video. Do me this today. Take the video, send it to a friend, tell him to watch. That's it. Peter, you know that buddy of yours? Tell him I said he need to watch this video. Okay? Send the video to those guys. Let's get them in the right time. Because you know what? Irrespective of the mood and where we are now, irrespective of this, nothing lasts forever. At some stage, we're going to be going like this again. And it's at that stage that you just need to be able to TP right so that you can get it right once. Once you have that one cycle where it plays out, it will completely change the game for you forever. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day, guys. Okay, I'm already at the D. I'm already ready for the G for guys. Okay, have a lovely day. Please do me a solid, support the content, get your Bybit account, get your KYC transferred if you already have one. I do have in here from Bybit's website. I've got the link in there. It's so simple to do. I did it. That's why I know it's so simple to do. From my original Bybit to my own affiliate link. Okay, so it's very simple Bybit sponsorship. There it is. You can just click on that little button. Step-by-step guide. Takes a few minutes. And then claim your buddy access. Claim everything. That's as simple as that, guys. For the rest of the guys in my private group, that group is also, if you want to get access to it, there's only a once-off fee. And then you're in there forever. Forever. No more subscriptions, no more nothing, okay? Those guys, we are waiting on a trade. We're waiting on a long. This morning, I wanted to go long there. And the market just kind of ran away from me. So I got front run. So it's frustrating sometimes. These things do happen. That was the setup, just to share it with you guys. I was waiting right there and it just ran away from me. So setup invalidated. So it's probably going to be another setup. And those guys do get morning video reports every morning, well, mostly every morning, where I look at the market, do a proper analysis, give you a little bit of a risk guidance and so forth, so you can trade for a living. So even if you screwed up your spot, you can go and learn the necessary stuff you need, because it's all personal. It's not skills like textbook skills. It's personal skills. Who is it? JJ Doc. Was it you? Didn't sell the top with one of the coins once. Kicking yourself. You were in the group saying to me, kicking myself all the time. I think it was you. Maybe something. DC. Maybe it's DC. I don't know. I might be. But I mean, I know you guys by now, you know your names. And it's one of those things. You just do it once right, then the urge to hold on for forever disappears. 270 people joining in live. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate that. Enjoy them. Useful. useful. See you guys tomorrow for another trade for a living podcast, and probably another HODL report because of the nature of where we're at. And then in the Discord, there's a new private video HODL report going to be dropping your ways. This is more in depth, more hours, less me chatting, more charts, more buy zones. So that's going to be coming soon as well. So make sure to get there so you can join in. All right, simple as that. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye-bye.